Well, crackhead Hunter Biden decided it would be a good idea to do an interview with a man by the name of Andrew Callaghan, who has a YouTube channel called Channel 5 with Andrew Callaghan. And there were, let's say, a lot of good little, maybe I shouldn't use the term good. There were some tidbits in there where you were like, is he using crack cocaine again? Maybe. I don't know. This guy seems a little unhinged. And I want to play first here Hunter Biden talking about George Clooney, who you'll recall was one of the first people to come up and say, actually, I don't think Joe Biden is fit to run for office. This was after he did this big fundraiser with him. And I'll just tell you this way, Hunter Biden still has some very hard feelings about George Clooney's op-ed. Watch.
Him, and everybody around him. I don't have to be nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. George Clooney is not a actor. He is a I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what?
Oh, wait, what?
He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. You, what do you have to do with anything? Why do I have to listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the New York Times? The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40-50 million off the Democratic Party, they're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times, how to pass more legislation than any president in history.
That wasn't a good thing, Hunter.
Than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any president that has ever run. And they're going to replace their judgment for his.
I love that he's like, you, George Clooney, who are you? You're no one. God bless him. What?
George Clooney was a useful
they loved him until
early on. They loved him.
Yep. They loved him until they didn't.
Remember when the illegals came in and George Clooney's like, "What's wrong with you? We should all take him in." I went to, I may have just gone outside his house and I shot a little live, and he's got a hedge
in LA.
Yeah, 40-foot hedge with an armed guard at the gate.
Oh, of course.
Like, how many migrants are living behind this hedge? Like, zero. Nobody.
George, that looks like a border to me.
It's a border. It's a wall.
There's a big wall.
This is in Trump's first administration when Trump was trying to build the wall. This is like, they're whipping the migrants from the horses and all that nonsense. Clooney came out and said a wall is an asinine idea. That's just wrong. And I go, you got a 40-foot hedge outside your house with an armed guard. It's kind of a wall.
It seems pretty wallish to me.
Yeah. So now he's a bad guy.
Well,
he's always been a bad guy.
He's just figured out that if you move away from what the Borg says, then you are anathema and they want to destroy you. I mean, this is just the way they operate. But you know the thing about him, by the way, I never thought that I'd be embarrassed by someone dropping as many F-bombs. He actually dropped more F-bombs than you and me combined.
Oh, Jaco, don't listen. I've never said it in my life.
Never.
Anyone who would say, oh, crap, I just did earlier. But I was only quoting Hunter Biden. It's his fault.
But
that was like unhinged.
But here's the thing. You can see his attitude, right? You imagine him walking into these world leaders and going, do you know who my dad is? Do you know what he can do?
1000%. That entitled, smarmy bastard.
I mean, the other thing about these people is they don't seem to have any kind of conscience or any kind of self-awareness at all, right? It's like Swalwell. I watch Swalwell, who's probably the dumbest man in Congress, and that's saying a lot, right? Because he's got a lot of competition. But I wouldn't be able to show my face after what these people have done and what they've been. It's unbelievable to me that they're like, no, look at me. Let me do another podcast. Let me paint.
Well, he wasn't done. Because he also...
I think he was more.
Oh, I've got so much more for you. Let's listen to Hunter. You talk about George Clooney on the issue of illegal immigration. Let's listen to Hunter Biden on the issue of illegal immigration.
What about all those other people? Am I not supposed to feel for someone? Am I going to be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. you? How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned?
Oh.
How do you think you got food on your table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your garden? Who do you think is here?
Nobody
by the
does my garden.
sheer just grit and will that they figured out a way to get here because they thought that they could give themselves and their family a better chance. And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the criminals. White men
Literally.
in America are 45 more times likely to commit a violent crime than an immigrant. And the media says, well, you
Hunter.
got David Axelrod and
Are we going to talk about white criminal men?
Was so smart, Rahm Emanuel.
Please
So
do.
we got to
Oh, are
understand
we
that
gonna-
these people are really mad.
Let's get
And
to drug crimes,
We got to
Hunter.
appeal to these white voters. Rahm, the only people that appealed to those white voters was Joe Biden, 81 years old, and he got 81 million votes, and he did because not because he appeased their
Safest and most secure election of all time,
Trumpian sense,
Matt.
but because
Honest
he
ever.
challenged it.
Safest and most secure election of all time. I mean, these people are so racist and so wrapped up in their slave labor.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
They can't even comprehend how terrible they sound. Who's gonna garden in your who's gonna wash your dishes? Me. Who's gonna mow your lawn? It's like, I don't know. I'm not this rich elitist snob who takes advantage of slave labor and says, oh, hey, illegals, I'm rich and I can afford actual like Americans to do my lawn and my dishes, but I'd rather skimp. So I want you to come in so I can pay you half the price at the slave labor that I'm paying you. And then I'm going to bitch and moan about people trying to send you back. I mean, like the audacity of him to say these things. They all say it though. They all say it. Who's going to be your maid? Who's going to fix your roof? Who's going to pick your crops? Like, it's just crazy to me. They don't even hear themselves and how freaking elitist and racist they sound. They have no idea because they think that the rest of us, live like that?
Well, let me just say this, Jaco, you never hear him say, like, who is going to be the next nuclear physicist? Who's going to be the next? Because think about this.
That's all they think
Honestly,
of illegals.
Tesla was an immigrant. Einstein was an immigrant. Elon Musk was that. Peter Thiel is an immigrant. You can
Illegal,
go
though.
through all these people. But what I'm saying is,
Oh, I know.
it doesn't matter. Like,
That's how
all they
little they
think
think
about
of
is the
immigrants.
serfs, the slaves, that they never, that, you know what they do? They sit in their big armchairs and look through the window and they see the guys sweating outside, as you say, like getting paid a pittance. They're the kind of guys that go, hey, Jose, Miguel,
They're like, sir, it's one. Yeah, whatever.
One,
Jose,
two,
one,
whatever.
whatever. Just go do
Jose,
it.
Hoseby. No, but they are such snobs. And like you said, when you're sitting there listening to that, how can you not hear that and go, you love your slaves, don't you? It's unbelievable to me.
He's so mad people are threatening his slaves.
Well,
that
what they're telling you is, how
employs.
dare you take our slaves from us? That is what they're saying, and it's one speak. They're all saying it, and they're not saying it quietly. They're proud of it. They're actually making it their defense. They're making it and what they're telling America is, you should have slaves too. And then you just say, well, who's the party that allowed thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of children to be trafficked across the border to be enslaved? They did, because they believe in slave ownership.
Yep.
Who abolishes criminalizing the abuse of people? They do. Who's campaigning for fully decriminalizing the ownership and sale of prostitutes? Their party. And every account who perpetuates racism in this country, their party, because they must create a class that they can control, that can be their skivvies, that can work for them, because they're so entitled, because they serve the grandmaster Satan, because they don't see any value in any human being than themselves. Who's the party that says, my truth? They. Who's the one that says, the way I identify? They do. You make your truth. You make your laws. Who wants to abolish the Constitution? They do. Who wants to disarm you so you don't have a Second Amendment to defend yourself against crazy people like Crackhead? They are the ones. It all lines up.
And they have the gut. The funny thing is they want to take away your right to have a firearm. Yeah, he has a firearm illegally. It's like,
Yeah, that's a
by the
great
way, let me ask you this. I want to ask both of you guys this. Tulsi just came out and said about 2016, right, about the Russian collusion. I'd imagine that Trump said, okay, we know this is a lie, go and get it out. What about Biden's election? It's got to be coming because there's no way.
I hope so.
There is no way that guy got 81 million votes.
More than Barack Obama.
Not a chance.
More than
so
Barack
I'm just
Obama.
saying, as we said before, think Pam Bondi about the domino effect of what's going to happen.
That's what I meant. The damn wall will break, and then you'll have to go.
You've got to go
gotta
through
go.
for all of it.
Yeah, all of it.
You've got to go through all of it.
The whole enchilada, baby.
Yep, all of it.
That's what I mean. The fear is you can't just go do this onesie and go after a former president and then think the American people are going to go, thank you, we're satisfied now.
Yeah.
No. Now go look at that election. Now go look at, and a lot of people, you talk about COVID, people being hammered, J6 people being hammered. Many conservatives got smashed, lost legal licenses, law licenses, was investigated over the whole Dominion thing, right?
And what about the IRS as well? I mean, there's so much that they weaponized, huh?
You got to go for, look, if you want to go clean,
Swing for the fences.
swing for the fences.
I'm all right with it.
Does she have the moxie?
I
100%
expect
cool with
nothing less, honestly, at
Exactly.
this point. I expect nothing
Exactly.
less. That was part of the reason that I cast my vote in November the way that I did. Now, I mean, I'm going to be honest, there's probably nothing on God's green earth that would have driven me to vote for Kamala, right? Like, it's not like I was going to do that.
Yes.
But that was part of the baked in, this is what I'm voting for, close the borders, lower the cost of things, bring accountability to all of the corruption that has been happening. And who better to do it than the man who was he was the center. He was at the center of all of the corruption. It was all aimed at him. So that was part of the baked in decision of who is better, like who's best suited to handle the corruption at this point. The guy who has 20/20 hindsight of what he just had to deal with. He almost died because of all of it. I think I trust him to finally, get all of this out in the open. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.